Hello, my name is Georgianne Ford with the Alpha Center for Divorce Mediation, and we have back one of our attorney mediators, Christine Lombardo-Zaun. Welcome back, Christine.
Hi, Georgianne.
Christine, this is actually part 4, is that correct? Because you've done 3 other parts. Today's part 4, everyone, on Through a Child's Eyes. What's divorce like? And whether you watch one or you watch all of them, there's some really good guidance here. So, Christine, we're looking forward to part 4. Jump right in.
Thank you. So yes, to summarize, we started with part 1, which was where I interviewed young adults and I just got their candid feedback. And so the first question I asked, which was session 1, was how did you feel when your parents were going through divorce? So you want to look at that. The second one was, how do you tell your children? How to break the news to them. And then the third episode, if you will, was, what were some of the most damaging things that happened to you as a young adult during your parents' divorce? I could have made that like a year-long series just on its own, but for brevity, we're going to keep it simple and hit the big rocks. So part 4 is, now that the divorce is final, I asked the young adults, what stresses you out now? And so there were 2 things. The first was, and that kind of came out of every response, which was having to divide up my time over the holidays.
Right.
So, these young adults, they feel like they want to make it even for parents. And they struggle internally with that. They struggle with trying to make sure that each parent gets the same amount of hours. And this is taxing on these young people. And what hurts them more is if one parent wants more time than the other. Or if they give them a hard time and say, well, you always do Thanksgiving with your mom, and so the children don't really articulate how they're feeling because they might be afraid. They don't want to hurt the other parent. So a lot of parents might not even realize this is going on, but that's why I'm doing this, to bring awareness. And sometimes what I found, which was interesting, and this is where young adults to me are still like teenagers. There was one young adult that said, some days I want to decide what I want to do on the holidays, like where I want to go. But then other responses were that they wanted some structure. They wanted the parents to say, I would like to be with you on July 4th, for dinner, maybe dinner and fireworks. So I think the bulk of that first point is, or the lesson is, as a parent, talk to your kids. And as young adults, try and give them some freedom to decide what they want to do. Don't force them to do a holiday with you. Let it be their choice. And I think parents will be much more successful at, kind of either building a relationship or just kind of, healing the relationship.
Are you saying that it took more pressure off them? You think there'd be less pressure if they were actually able to choose?
Absolutely, 100%. Mm-hmm. So that's point 1. The second one is that really kind of rose to the top of the list of stressors, is that these young adults are trying to become financially independent. And this is a big stressor for them. A lot of them are in college, or else they're maybe living at home and trying to save up to buy an apartment. So one of the things that they referred to was the fact that, parents are still looking at them like they're children, but they want to be looked at as like independent adults. And so navigating these waters is really tricky. Because as a parent, I know this firsthand, you want to baby your kids, you want to take care of them, you want to make sure they're making good decisions. But they need some rope so that they can learn how to do it on their own. So, one of the things I suggest to my parents is to, put the kids on a budget, and hold them accountable for certain expenses, kind of gradually, maybe they pay for 10% of their car payment or 50%, depending on your finances. Where this becomes really dangerous, one of the young adults said to me, their one parent used this as kind of like a weapon. And the one parent wanted to take the child on like a vacation with their new partner. And the other parent found out about it and said, if you go on that vacation, child, I'm cutting you off financially. And that is what we call financial abuse. It's dangerous. It's destructive. It's horrific.
How often do you see that?
I see it quite a bit, actually. Mm-hmm. And seeing it with young adults, though, gosh, that really kind of hit me in the core. Because I expect it with certain cases, between adults and between divorcing parties. But when you use it as a weapon against your child, this poor child was like devastated, and her relationship with the parent who, cut her off, has been damaged. And I don't know what's going to happen. So those are my big rocks for this one. Definitely, if you haven't watched the earlier ones, go back and watch them, because we're trying to put it into an order that, kind of flows with the divorce process.
If any of you have any questions for Christine, or you want to talk to the Alpha Center for Divorce Mediation, just have an inquiry, get more information, 1-800-310-9085. Christine, thanks, and we will see you next time.
Thanks so much. Yep. Bye, everyone.